you'll be able to build a real online business with AI in 10 minutes. Not a landing page, not a toy, a real bilingual storefront for a real small business owner. 3 prompts, everyone on screen. Stick with me for 10 minutes and you'll have the whole playbook. Welcome back for another install of Inside Airo AI Builder. I've given Airo AI Builder my prompt, and I'll share that with you in just a bit, but here's an overview of what we're building. Meet Camila. She's 23. She lives in Colombia, and for about a year, she's been selling indoor plants and handmade ceramic planters out of her tia's back porch. She wants a real online store, Spanish first, because her customers are local, prices in Colombian pesos, and she's dyslexic, so the site needs to be readable for her in the way that her brain processes text. That's not an add-on, that will be a default. So we're going to give it a total of 3 prompts, plus allowing Airo AI Builder to suggest building out some of the other pages as well. Are you ready? Let's build. Prompt 1 is our scaffold. I want you to take a notice of what I put into it. I'm not going to just say, build me a store. I'm telling Airo AI Builder exactly what the business is, where it lives, what pages I need, what language, what currency, and a brand feel. The prompt will be Spanish first with English toggle, prices in Colombian pesos, preserve Spanish product names, don't translate the specific plant names into some weird English marketing phrase, and this line, left-aligned body copy never justified. That's a dyslexic-friendly typography rule. It's going to be at the scaffolding stage so this whole site inherits it. We're also telling it that we have the brand is warm, earthy, and modern. We want a cream background, terracotta accents, soft sage green, large product photography, clean sans serif type with generous line height, and left-aligned body copy. Never justified. Include the hero section with the shop's origin story started on her family's patio. And featured plants row on the homepage, a newsletter sign up in the footer, and Instagram link. I've been really specific about what I'm asking it, and you could see how it's being built out right now. It's coming together nicely so far. I'm seeing some of those plants. This is great. So I'm going to move on for our next part of it. So we want to make sure that the hero has the origin story. And we see that right here, rooted in family, growing with you. The home does have that plants row that we were asking for. The catalog is here under Tienda. The page hasn't been built yet. So I'm going to allow Airo to build the page. This is not a new prompt. It's just saying, I'm okay with what you've done so far. Go ahead, build out more. The cart, checkout, and contact pages are yet to come. While this is processing, we could kind of see this going on in the background. You'll see also the colors that are here. And if you needed to, you could go in and modify the fonts just by selecting over here as well. So prompt 2 turns the catalog into actual inventory Camila can manage for her GoDaddy Commerce dashboard. So we need to actually authenticate with GoDaddy. That was successful. We could close the window. And OAuth authentication is completed successfully. Please continue. Airo AI Builder tells us that it sees there's an issue with the commerce setup. It recognizes that it needs to build out the page first with the placeholder structure, and then we can integrate live commerce data once the store is properly configured. Let me create that catalog page. Great. Before we move on to creating the additional pages that we have, we're going to give it our second prompt. That prompt is going to tell it a little bit more specific things. We want each product card to have a photo, the name both in Spanish and English, the price, which again, we're using pesos, and a small badge when stock drops below 5. Also, we wanted to have a button that opens a modal that tells people how to take care of their plants. If you're like me, plants may or may not thrive when you bring them home. So let's give people some tips on how to make sure that their plants survive for a long time by sharing the light, water, and humidity information. Set up the product data so that I can manage inventory from the GoDaddy Commerce dashboard. That includes the name, description, price, category, image, stock count, and the 3 care fields. Great. So we did need to ask Airo AI Builder to tweak or fix one of the things, and it certainly went right ahead and did that. We can see that the category filters are beginning to display. That has interior plants, hanging plants, succulents, planters, gift ideas, and more. Stock badges will show up when something's running low, and a care guide modal will appear for every plant. Here is that modal, and it tells us this information. You're seeing it in Spanish, but let me toggle over to the English version as well. I love that it is bilingual. You can see I've selected one of the categories. Let's select succulents again. Here we are. We've got our succulents. I can add it to cart, and it would show up in my cart if I were on the preview page. That's fantastic. Before we move on to the next phase, the last prompt I want to give it, let's have it go through and set up the about page, the cart, the contact. I'm just going to click through these buttons one at a time and let it continue to finish building out these additional pages. It looks like our cart page is coming along really well. We'll have it build out the checkout page next. Next up, we need to add in our about page. Fantastic. You can see that Airo AI Builder has returned from the about page build, telling us very specifically everything that it did to add that. I'll have it build out the contact page next. This is coming together so well. The last couple of steps that it suggests here are to finish setting up our GoDaddy Commerce integration, email on the contact form, and review and test all the pages. Let's make sure that that contact form actually delivers to our email address. So Airo AI Builder is asking to confirm which email address, and it had its guess correct, info@ourdomainname.com. Now, of course, you would want to make sure you own the domain name before you add that information in. Make sure that you actually have an email address configured and set up so that you can receive this contact information form. You could see that the email form has been completely set up. It needed to add an API endpoint. That means letting computers talk to each other. One computer where your website is hosted, talking to the other one where your email is hosted. And it created the way to send it to that specific email address. It even generated an auto reply to the customer, updated the contact form, set up the email design, and the security validation. That's quite a lot. The last couple steps here remain. Let's do a commerce integration. That's been fully set up, and we'll have an additional video soon for you specific to that area. Last step is let's make sure that language toggle functionality is there. And then I'll give it one final prompt. This will be the third one technically that I have created. Our last prompt is going to say, do an accessibility pass on the whole site. Specifically, the care modal needs to be available in English and Spanish, as we saw that it was not doing that earlier, both depending upon what the user has toggled. Every interactive element needs a visible focus state, using terracotta accent color at a 3:1 contrast against the cream background. That helps make sure that people with color vision issues, color blindness in some form, are able to distinguish the things. Body copy should have a line height of a certain size, 1.6, paragraph spacing, 1 never justified and never italicized for long passes. Confirm all the body text meets WCAG AA contrast on the cream background and adjust any gray text that does not. Every product photo needs an alt text, both in English and Spanish, describing the plant or the planter, not just the file name. The cart and checkout must be fully keyboard navigable with a logical tab order. Include a skip to main content link at the top of every page, and add a print order button on the order confirmation page that prints a clean, high contrast receipt for the customer. All right, you can see that it's come back with all of the accessibility work that it's done, and I'm going to publish the site. While that is publishing, before we get a preview of the front of site, let's get a couple tips to close out. 3 things I want you to steal from this build. Put constraints in the first prompt. Language, currency, brand, accessibility rules. The scaffold inherits them from there. Retrofitting is 5 times more work. Name your pages, such as home, shop, cart, checkout, contact, etc. And accessibility is a prompt, not a post-it. Write the rules into a polished prompt. Don't hope that Airo AI guesses. And by all means, do some quick research on how to write accessible prompts. We've got some good resources available for you in our Airo AI Prompt Builder library. So if you want to build one of these, the link to Airo is in the description. If you want to nerd out with me about prompting, join the Airo Builder Lab. Discord link will be down there too. Subscribe, and then up soon we'll have more great content for you around the GoDaddy Commerce integrations. We just vibe coded a store in 10 minutes. Let's take a look at that live site. And here we can see it in English and Spanish. I've added to cart. I've got my shop. I've got my care guide here as well. You can see that it's giving me the information in my language. It's looking so good. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again soon.